In the world of the English Football League, depth is an absolute must because promotion is the end goal and you need to have players to rotate in and rotate out whenever you need to sort of freshen up the squad. With depth, you're more flexible across the pitch, and it's especially good if you're lacking at the back, like Leeds United are right now. Not many centre backs, one left back. It's not looking great, but today's news could change a few things as Leeds United are reportedly chasing a new target at left back. Sorry, stumbling over words a bit. It's been a long day. I've worked like 11 hours, which is why I've not been able to do another video. So, first up, we need to talk about who exactly the target is, then we'll go into how he fits Leeds United's system, what a move could ultimately look like in a shift to the Whites in this transfer window, and ultimately whether or not it's a good move for the club to go for, because you don't want to be making moves that you'll be regretting in the future. So, first up, we need to discuss who exactly Leeds United are moving for, and the word is it's looking like Anselmo Garcia McNulty is the target at the moment. Very odd name. Combination between, I think, Spanish and... No, it might be Argentinian. Argentinian and Irish parentage, which is... Sure, why not? Alexis McAllister mode. He's currently playing in the Dutch league at Pek Zwolle, and he isn't doing that badly as far as I can tell. He played something like 30 times last season, which is really, really good for a very young player. Plays on the left-hand side of a back line. He can do so at left back, occasionally left wing back, and left centre back, and that led to having 4 goal involvements last season. Not only that, but he's just 21 years of age now, which gives him plenty of space to develop as time goes on, which is fantastic. Basically what you want to see in terms of signings that you're getting in. We signed Somerville and he developed, we signed Nonto and he developed, same for Strauch, same for plenty of younger players at Leeds United at the moment. It's a good model to have, basically. But it's all well and good having these players, but you need to make sure that they still fit your system. And I feel like he kind of does. Fits the system kind of well. I'm going to wait until that car has gone. Shout out to whichever absolute bastard is playing dubstep out of their car window as loud as they can at 12 minutes past midnight. Anyway, on to how exactly this guy fits the system at Leeds United, and to be fair, I think we need to look at a couple of systems because we don't know what we'll be playing with. A lot of people saying that we'll just play 4-2-3-1 because that's what we did last season and it worked pretty well. A lot of people are looking at the friendly against Harrogate and saying, well, 3-4-3 is genuinely looking feasible. We'll find out more when the VODs come out from the friendlies that we're playing on the Germany tour this week, but for now, can't really sort of delve into it in too much detail, but we're going to look at both systems, I think. And he has played a fair bit at centre-back for Pek Zwolle, but also at the same time, he's known for his ability to play wider, so he can be a left-back, a straight-up left-back, which is brilliant, fantastic. But at the same time, he can also play at centre-back, which means that he can do that left centre-back role in that back three, which at times means marauding forward a little bit more and providing assistance to the winger on that side by sort of giving a little bit more of a passing option. What we basically saw was if we're attacking down the left-hand side, the left centre-back gets involved, the right centre-back comes across a little bit, as does the middle centre-back, and that's basically a back two in possession. And in addition to that, he's also regarded as being fairly defensively solid, which means that in both the 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, and 3-4-3 system, he can be completely fine at either left back or a centre back. He suits absolutely perfectly both on the left of a back three, at left back, or left centre back in that back four, and it's great. Add on to that the fact that he scores more than the average fullback. I genuinely think he could fit into anything on the left-hand side of a defensive line. It doesn't matter what shape or structure we're in, it will just work. But before we're talking about whether or not him just sort of fitting in and working makes any sense, we do need to know a little bit more about what a move would look like. And as far as I can tell, all of the discussion is around the fact that it would be likely to be a permanent move. Whilst Pek Zwolle have given him lots and lots of minutes, and that's absolutely fantastic, the Eredivisie is a good place to be for an especially young footballer. It's not where you want to stay. And I think Leeds United represent a big step up because whilst Pek Zwolle are in a top division, are they currently in a top division or did they get relegated from said top division? I'm just going to very quickly check that. But whilst Pek Zwolle were playing in the top division last season and Leeds aren't now, Leeds represent having a far higher ceiling. So moving permanently just makes a lot of sense for him. And so far, it's a bit of a shame that there's been no real discussion over specific fees. I've had a look around as much as I can, and I've not seen any numbers be put on it. But I do think it would be very sensible to sign someone permanently to develop behind Junior Firpo. Firpo's only likely to be here for one more year if we don't get promoted. If we do get promoted or we're looking really comfortable in December, maybe he wants to sign a contract extension. But until that happens, we want to sign someone who is both ready to step in for the occasional start now, but also has a decently high ceiling that they can build up to if and when we get into the Premier League. And at the same time, we do sort of need to build up our stocks of younger players again. If you have a look at our under-21s a few years back, you had the likes of Strauch and Somerville, and Melier was in there for a little bit, and Mateo Joseph, and all sorts of other players. Now, there's not really that much. Charlie Crew, Harry Gray, DeBio, that's kind of it. So we need to sort of do a little bit more recruitment in that area and just sort of secure the future again. And that is one of the reasons that I think this is going to be a good potential move if we do go for it. Honestly, it just sort of makes sense. Dutch sides tend to sell on the cheap side because they struggle to charge too much, because TV money in the Eredivisie is not insane at all. It struggles. And that means that clubs need to find money wherever they can and can't afford to try and price clubs out of moves, which means that players such as McNulty are very, very accessible for clubs like Leeds United. Add on to that the fact that we know that having strength in depth will be key for a promotion push this season. If Firpo gets injured or has a problem, we don't have a left back at the moment. So someone young that can develop into that spot is absolutely perfect. And if it's cheap, it's even better. And we need to remember that even if you're looking at him right now and saying, well, those numbers aren't perfect, and he's not necessarily going to be what we need the moment we sign him, he isn't the finished package yet. We need to keep all that in mind. And he has played against sides like PSV and Ajax and the rest of the fairly strong sides in the Eredivisie, as well as the likes of Excelsior. And that sort of signals to me that at the very least he'd be ready for the Championship and would grow into being ready for even tougher than that. At the end of the day, I would take that move, absolutely, if I'm Leeds United, because it is one that just looks to make sense. But at the same time, as always, I kind of want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments down below. Would you sign him, or would you look for someone that's a little bit more experienced? I don't know. Completely up to you guys to just comment what you're thinking. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're not yet. That is always hugely appreciated. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. And I'm going to go to bed because it's now about 12:30. And I've been doing some form of work since around 10 a.m. Ta-ra.